Night falls. The room is quiet. But for countless men over 60, silence never lasts long. Just a few hours into sleep, they wake up. Not once, not twice, but 3 or 4 times in the same night. Each time they shuffle to the bathroom, only to struggle with a weak, interrupted stream that refuses to flow freely. They return to bed wide awake, restless, staring at the ceiling, and wondering why their body no longer cooperates. For many, this nightly cycle isn't just inconvenient. It's exhausting, embarrassing, and quietly frightening. The question always lingers: is this just old age? Or is it the first sign of something far more serious? According to the National Institute on Aging, NIH, urinary symptoms linked to prostate changes affect more than 50% of men over 60. Yet, most men dismiss it, assuming it's just part of getting older. That assumption can be dangerous. Ignoring these signals not only steals sleep and energy, but also increases the risk of long-term complications, including chronic bladder damage and prostate cancer. The truth is clear. These symptoms are not random, they're warnings. And tonight you'll discover the hidden habit that silently makes things worse, the science behind it, and the simple changes that can protect your prostate and restore your quality of life. To understand what's happening, we need to look at a small but powerful gland in the male body, the prostate. Roughly the size of a walnut, it sits just beneath the bladder and surrounds the urethra, the tube that carries urine out of the body. Its main job is to produce fluid that nourishes and protects sperm. But as men age, this tissue often grows larger. According to the Mayo Clinic, an enlarged prostate, also known as benign prostatic hyperplasia, BPH, affects more than 70% of men over age 60. The problem is simple but destructive. As the prostate enlarges, it squeezes the urethra like a fist clamping down on a straw. The result? A weak, interrupted stream, difficulty starting or stopping urination, and a bladder that has to work over time. That's why so many older men wake up at night, feeling the urge to urinate even when the bladder is nearly empty. But here's what most men don't realize. This isn't just aging. The body is sending warnings every night of broken sleep, every moment of straining, every drop that feels incomplete. It's a message that something abnormal is happening. And hidden beneath these signals is one daily habit that quietly makes everything worse: holding urine for too long. Many men do it without thinking, on the road, in public, or while busy. But each time you hold it, pressure builds inside the bladder, pressing directly onto the prostate. Over years, this repeated strain weakens bladder muscles and worsens prostate problems. Research published in the Journal of Urology 2018 shows that chronic urinary retention is linked to bladder dysfunction and increased prostate symptoms. Think of your bladder like a balloon. Stretch it too often and it loses its snap. Eventually, both bladder and prostate suffer. What seems harmless in the moment can quietly create years of damage. Imagine your bladder as a balloon. At first, stretching it occasionally doesn't cause harm. But if you keep forcing it to hold more than it should, the walls begin to thin, lose elasticity, and no longer bounce back. The bladder weakens, and the pressure doesn't just stay there. It presses down directly on the prostate beneath it. Over time, this constant strain contributes to a weaker urine stream, the frustrating feeling of incomplete emptying and worsening nighttime trips to the bathroom. According to the Cleveland Clinic, holding urine for extended periods can overstretch the bladder, disrupt nerve signaling, and aggravate prostate-related urinary symptoms. Let me give you a real-world example. James, a 70-year-old retired truck driver, spent decades on the road. Stopping for bathroom breaks meant losing time and slowing down deliveries, so he trained himself to hold it for hours. At first, it was only discomfort, but by his mid-60s he was waking up 5 or 6 times a night, exhausted, with a bladder that never felt empty. When he finally sought medical advice, tests revealed an enlarged prostate and significant bladder weakness. James admitted, "If I had known this small habit would cost me my sleep, my energy, and my confidence, I never would have ignored my body's signals." His story is not unique. Millions of men are doing the same thing without realizing the consequences. And here's where the science gets even clearer. A study from the National Institute of Diabetes and Digestive and Kidney Diseases, NIDDK, highlights that urinary retention, often caused by ignoring the urge to urinate, is directly linked to bladder dysfunction and worsening BPH symptoms. This means that a simple habit, repeated day after day, can snowball into years of discomfort, disrupted sleep, and even higher risks of complications like urinary tract infections or kidney strain. The lesson is simple. When your body tells you it's time, listen. Delaying relief may feel like saving time, but in reality the price is paid in years of health. For decades, many older men have quietly asked themselves the same question, but rarely dared to speak it aloud. Does masturbation damage the prostate or protect it? Shame, stigma, and cultural silence have kept the topic hidden. Yet modern medicine has studied it in depth, and the results may surprise you. In 2016, researchers at Harvard University conducted a large-scale study following more than 31,000 men over 18 years. Their findings were striking. Men who ejaculated 21 times or more per month had a 33% lower risk of developing prostate cancer compared to men who ejaculated only 4 to 7 times a month. Similar studies in Australia confirmed the same trend, showing that regular ejaculation, whether through sex or masturbation, acts as a protective mechanism for the prostate. Why? The explanation is simple biology. The prostate produces fluid daily to nourish sperm. When this fluid stagnates, toxins and aging cells build up, fueling chronic inflammation. And chronic inflammation is one of the leading drivers of prostate enlargement and disease, according to the National Cancer Institute, NCI. Ejaculation works like a natural cleanse. It flushes out stagnant fluids, reduces inflammation, improves circulation, and helps maintain balance in the prostate's environment. Beyond that, it also supports stress relief, hormone balance, and better sleep, all factors crucial for men over 60. But here's the catch: excess can backfire. If masturbation becomes compulsive several times a day, it can lead to pelvic strain, fatigue, and hormonal imbalance. The key is balance. For most men, once a day or a few times a week is not harmful, it's beneficial. In fact, doctors at the Mayo Clinic emphasize that sexual activity in moderation is a normal and healthy part of aging. What matters is how you feel afterward. If you feel relaxed, energized, and balanced, your body is responding well. If you feel drained, tense, or fatigued, it's a sign you may be overdoing it. One of my patients, Daniel, age 65, avoided intimacy altogether because he believed masturbation would ruin his health. Over time, his anxiety grew, his sleep worsened, and even his marriage suffered. When he finally learned the science, he restored balance, reconnecting with his wife, allowing himself healthy release, and regaining energy and peace of mind. His story highlights a vital truth. Masturbation is not the enemy of the prostate. Fear and imbalance are. The real secret is listening to your body and respecting its signals. If there's one truth men over 60 need to understand, it's this: prostate health is not only shaped by medical treatments, it's built, day by day, by the small habits you choose to keep or ignore. And among all possible lifestyle changes, 3 simple daily habits stand out as the strongest shield against prostate trouble: proper hydration, light movement after meals, and maintaining intimacy. Habit 1. Drink water the right way. As men age, the body's thirst signals become less reliable, leading many to drink too little during the day and then overcompensate at night. This creates concentrated urine that irritates the bladder and prostate, while flooding the system late in the evening guarantees nighttime trips to the bathroom. The solution is simple. Sip small amounts consistently throughout the day and reduce fluids in the last 2 hours before bedtime. A study from the International Neurourology Journal, 2019, found that men who adjusted hydration patterns this way cut nighttime urination complaints by over 40%. Habit 2. Walk after meals. Most men think diet alone protects their health, but light movement after eating is one of the most underestimated habits for prostate function. A 10-15-minute walk after lunch or dinner boosts circulation in the pelvic region, reduces inflammation, improves digestion, and lowers blood sugar. According to research from the American Journal of Epidemiology, men who walked daily after meals reported 35% fewer urinary symptoms than those who stayed sedentary. Gentle activity keeps both metabolism and prostate healthier. Habit 3. Maintain regular intimacy. As discussed earlier, ejaculation helps cleanse the prostate, reduce inflammation, and balance hormones. But beyond physical benefits, a stable sex life strengthens emotional bonds and relieves stress, which indirectly supports prostate health. Harvard's long-term study proved that men with consistent sexual activity had lower risks of prostate cancer, better sleep, and improved confidence. For older men, intimacy is not just pleasure, it's prevention. These 3 habits may seem almost too simple, but when practiced consistently, they form a protective foundation that strengthens the bladder, reduces inflammation, and keeps the prostate functioning smoothly. And the best part? They require no medications, no invasive procedures, just mindful choices repeated each day. If hydration and movement are the foundation, diet is the fuel. Every meal a man eats after 60 can either protect his prostate or push it further into inflammation and disease. Researchers at the American Cancer Society and the National Institutes of Health, NIH, agree. Daily food choices directly influence prostate inflammation, cell repair, and long-term cancer risk. The good news is that protection doesn't require exotic supplements or expensive treatments. Many of the answers are already sitting on your dinner table. One of the most powerful nutrients for prostate protection is lycopene, a red pigment found in tomatoes, watermelon, and pink grapefruit. Lycopene is a potent antioxidant that neutralizes free radicals, harmful molecules that damage cells and fuel chronic disease. A meta-analysis published in the Journal of Nutritional Science, 2015, found that men who consumed lycopene-rich foods had up to a 28% lower risk of prostate cancer. Something as simple as a daily serving of cooked tomatoes or a glass of tomato juice can make a measurable difference. Another powerful group of foods are cruciferous vegetables: broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, and Brussels sprouts. These vegetables contain sulforaphane, a compound proven to boost detoxification enzymes and protect prostate cells against DNA damage. A study from Johns Hopkins University showed that sulforaphane not only lowers inflammation, but may also slow the growth of prostate tumors. Adding just a few servings of cruciferous vegetables each week is like giving your prostate an internal shield. Finally, we can't ignore zinc, a mineral that plays a direct role in male hormone balance and prostate structure. The Linus Pauling Institute at Oregon State University emphasizes that zinc deficiency is strongly associated with enlarged prostate and poor reproductive health. Natural sources like pumpkin seeds, seafood, and nuts provide an easy way to meet daily needs. But prostate protection is not only about what you add, it's also about what you avoid. Processed meats, sugary foods, and excessive dairy are all linked to higher levels of inflammation and greater risk of prostate disease, according to the World Cancer Research Fund. Cutting back on these foods while boosting protective ones is one of the simplest yet most effective strategies men can adopt. Every bite is a choice: processed food that fuels inflammation, or nutrient-rich food that fights it. By building plates filled with bright vegetables, antioxidant-rich fruits, lean proteins, and zinc-packed seeds, men give themselves a natural defense system that no pill can replicate. Diet quite literally becomes medicine for the prostate. For many men over 60, deep uninterrupted sleep becomes a rare luxury. Nighttime awakenings caused by frequent urination not only steal rest, but also rob the body of one of its most important healing windows. During deep sleep, the body releases anti-inflammatory hormones like melatonin and growth hormone, which repair tissues and protect the prostate. When sleep is cut short, this process is disrupted, cortisol levels rise, testosterone falls, and inflammation worsens. Over time, this hormonal imbalance creates the perfect environment for prostate enlargement and disease. The connection between sleep and prostate health is stronger than most men realize. A long-term study published in the journal Cancer Epidemiology, Biomarkers and Prevention, 2013, followed over 2,400 men for nearly a decade. The results showed that men with chronic sleep disturbances had almost double the risk of developing aggressive prostate cancer compared to those who slept well. In other words, poor sleep is not just about fatigue, It may be a direct risk factor for prostate disease. So how can men improve sleep quality? First, optimize the environment. The bedroom should be dark, cool, and quiet. Exposure to blue light from phones and screens should be avoided at least an hour before bed, since it suppresses melatonin production. Second, consistency matters. Going to bed and waking up at the same time every day stabilizes the body's circadian rhythm. Third, lighten dinner. Heavy meals, alcohol, and caffeine in the evening overstimulate the body and make deep sleep harder to achieve. Finally, manage stress before bed. Research from the National Sleep Foundation shows that simple practices like slow breathing, stretching, or a short walk in the evening reduce nighttime cortisol and prepare the body for restorative rest. When sleep improves, the benefits ripple across the entire body. Reduced inflammation, better bladder control, stronger immune defenses, and greater hormonal balance. For men over 60, prioritizing sleep is not just about feeling rested. It is a natural medicine for the prostate, silently defending health night after night. Individually, each habit, drinking water correctly, walking after meals, maintaining intimacy, eating protective foods, and prioritizing sleep, brings important benefits. But when combined, they create something far more powerful, a prostate protection system. Think of it as weaving a safety net. Each habit is one strand, but together they form a strong shield that reduces symptoms, restores energy, and lowers disease risk. According to the Harvard Men's Health Watch, men who follow a holistic lifestyle approach see significant improvements not only in prostate health, but also in cardiovascular strength, hormone balance, and overall longevity. The mistake most men make is treating prostate care like a quick fix, waiting for medication or surgery only after symptoms become unbearable. But science shows that prevention built into daily rhythm is the true game changer. When hydration keeps the bladder healthy, circulation from walking reduces inflammation, intimacy cleanses the gland, diet fuels cellular repair, and sleep allows full recovery, the prostate functions smoothly and quietly, as if it were invisible. That's how it should be. I once treated a patient named Henry, age 69, who had been waking up 5 times each night. He was exhausted, irritable, and afraid his life would never feel normal again. Instead of rushing to extreme measures, we focused on small steps, adjusting his hydration timing, walking after meals, adding more vegetables and zinc-rich foods to his diet, reconnecting with intimacy, and setting a bedtime routine. Within 3 months, Henry was sleeping through most nights. His bathroom trips were cut in half, and most importantly, he told me, "Doctor, I feel like I got my life back." His story highlights an empowering truth. Prostate health doesn't depend solely on doctors or medicine. It depends on consistent, steady choices you make for yourself. And when these choices work together, they not only protect the prostate, they restore confidence, improve mood, and add vitality to every part of life. At the end of the day, the prostate is not just a walnut-sized gland hidden beneath the bladder. It is a silent gatekeeper of a man's vitality. When it functions well, you hardly notice it exists. But when it falters, every part of life feels disrupted. Sleep, energy, confidence, even intimacy. Too many men accept weak streams, nightly awakenings, and lingering discomfort as just old age. But the truth, proven by research from institutions like Harvard Medical School, the Mayo Clinic, and the National Cancer Institute, is that these signals are not inevitable, they are warnings. And when addressed early with consistent habits, they can be reversed or significantly improved. The encouraging reality is that prostate health is not out of your hands. It is shaped daily by the choices you make. Drinking water the right way, walking after meals, maintaining regular intimacy, eating foods rich in lycopene, sulforaphane, and zinc, and protecting your sleep like medicine. These are not complicated interventions. They are simple, natural steps that, when combined, create a shield for your prostate and a foundation for long-lasting vitality. Ready to take the next step toward a healthier life? Check out the recommended products that can support your journey. Find the links in the pinned comment. So if you are a man over 60, don't ignore the signals your body is sending. Listen to them, respect them, and take action today. By doing so, you're not just protecting your prostate, you're reclaiming your nights of restful sleep, your daily energy, and the confidence to live fully without fear. And now I want to invite you into this mission. If today's video helped you, please support Wellnexus Seniors by subscribing to the channel and giving this video a like. Share your story in the comments. Have you experienced nighttime trips to the bathroom or found a habit that helped improve your prostate health? Your experience could be the hope another man needs. Remember, prostate health is not a silent battle you must fight alone. Together, by spreading knowledge and making small changes, we can build healthier, stronger years ahead.